bringing you the latest from Utah State University's Uinta Basin Regional Campus. This is Aggie Update. Now, here's your host, Bob Peterson.
Thanks for joining us today. On this week's show, we've invited Michael Christiansen, who has his PhD in organic chemistry. So nice to have you here, Michael, as a new faculty member at Utah State University here in the Uinta Basin.
It's a pleasure to be here, Bob.
We've threatened to bring you here a few times, and you've made it. And what does it feel like to be a brand new faculty member out here in eastern Utah?
It's wonderful. It's a little like waiting in line at a roller coaster. A lot of anticipation, a lot of scared nerves, and then as soon as you get on it, it is a wild and enjoyable ride.
We're excited to have you with us, and you joined 3 other faculty members this fall semester who have joined the Uinta Basin, and thus increasing our faculty to over 20 faculty members here full-time.
Yeah, that's right.
And especially, we want to get to know you a little bit. So just tell the audience a little bit about Michael Christiansen, where you're from, your background and your education, and a PhD. You don't seem old enough to have a PhD.
Thanks. I am.
You were on the accelerated program, right?
No, I'm actually a native Utah. I'm from Cache Valley. I love Utah. I am a Utah State graduate, went to school up there in Logan, and then I got my PhD in organic chemistry at BYU. I worked for 15 months as a postdoctoral researcher at Colorado State University in Fort Collins, and then I came back. So yes, I am very old, but I suppose age is all relative anyway. Some days I feel older than others.
So you mentioned you have some children?
Yeah.
Three children?
Yeah, I have a beautiful wife. We've been married, it'll be our 10th anniversary this January. We have 3 beautiful kids, Adam, Grace, and Will. Our oldest is 8 and our youngest is 1. And we live just here in Vernal. We've lived here for 1 month.
So this is your postdoc, right? First job you've had after your education. What was it like sending your resume out for a job in the Uinta Basin? And obviously you're from Logan, so you're familiar with the state, but the area, have you been out here before?
No, I had never set foot in the Uinta Basin prior to coming here for the job interview. I'd heard stories. I have friends who were from out here that I'd met and known before coming. But I'd never come here before, and it was a pleasant surprise. I had no idea what to expect, but I was very pleased with how beautiful the Uinta Basin is and how beautiful the Utah State campus is here.
Certainly the buildings were an added attraction for you as you came out and interviewed. What were your thoughts about the buildings we have, especially from a science background?
Oh, absolutely. I was really, had no idea what to expect. When I came out here, I anticipated seeing a very small building with limited facilities, but I was blown away by how beautiful the building is and how substantive the laboratory spaces and the facilities that we have for doing research. I think in many ways the building is far superior than many of the buildings, if not all of them, that I've ever worked in as a chemist before.
You know, we get that comment from time to time here in the basin with people even coming out from our main campus. That you don't really know what you have out here because we don't have a lot of the things you have here on main campus. So from a scientist perspective, you're very fortunate to be out here and making use of some of the facilities we have.
Yes, I am.
And more importantly, the students
Yeah.
have a greater opportunity here in the sciences area.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think anyone who is even remotely curious should come and check out the building. It's located on Aggie Boulevard, and you can't really miss it. Beautiful building. If you're just even remotely curious, come over, look at the building, see how beautiful it is. The facilities and the equipment are state-of-the-art, cutting edge. We have excellent research capabilities and great facilities for being able to teach people the sciences.
So speaking of teaching, you're teaching, this fall was your first semester in your classes, you're teaching what?
Yeah, I'm teaching organic chemistry lecture and organic chemistry lab. So I have 7 students in the lecture and 6 students in the lab.
And their interest, in the last 30 seconds of this segment, what's their interest been in chemistry? Are you looking at some chemistry major students, or are they just trying to experiment with some chemistry, or what are they doing?
I have some pre-nursing majors, pre-health majors, and business majors as well, I think. I still need to ask them more, to be honest, exactly what their goals are career-wise. But yeah, I think that organic chemistry sets a foundation for a lot of pre-health professionals, and I think that's what I'm working on teaching.
When we come back to the next segment, we're going to talk to Dr. Christiansen about what his hopes are for chemistry right here in the Uinta Basin, and maybe some advice for some future scientists that are out there. We'll be right back.
At Utah State University, We understand your priorities because we live in the same communities. We realize you don't want to give up what you love to get what you need. That's why we offer over 40 quality degree programs in communities throughout Utah.
Welcome back to Aggie Update. We're here with Michael Christiansen, one of our new faculty members at USU. We talked earlier about joining 3 others. We have, help me name them off, we have Becky Williams in biology. We have Benjamin Berger, who is in geology.
Correct.
And we have Clayton Brown, who's a historian.
Yeah.
So, and Michael Christiansen with his degree and his PhD in organic chemistry is rounding that out with, we have a lot of faculty members in the science area.
Yeah.
So you help complete that. We have biology, we have geology, we have chemistry now. And so as you come in, Michael, to a new setting, your first experience here, what's your hope for your students? I know how excited you are. I've seen your enthusiasm because we've had Mike in a class, the high school course, and talking with some of the science students over there, and I knew you were enthusiastic with them.
I hope so.
And you bring that to the base, and I think that's going to be an added concept of bringing somebody excited about science and helping to lure in some students to study that. So talk a little bit about your teaching philosophy and what your hopes are.
One thing that I genuinely try to do when I teach is to take complex principles that we learn in science and dumb them down into a way that make them easy and accessible for regular people to get. That's one thing that we sometimes struggle with in the sciences, is we like to talk up here when the rest of everyone else is, not quite up here. And I like to bring everything down here and bring my students up here so that we can genuinely have them learn rather than be baffled. And I also believe that I bring a lot of enthusiasm to the classroom. I try not to be dry. I try to incorporate a lot of humor. And I even do throw in occasional cultural references that I hope are slightly modern enough to appeal to young students, I suppose.
Well, I'm one of those that are down here, so it doesn't take much to baffle my mind. But you were telling us, there's so many things in life that we're engaged in that involves chemistry.
Absolutely, everything is, yes.
Give us some examples of that.
Well, very few people are aware of what organic chemists really do. Organic chemists, which is what I am, we are the chemists who make medicine. Not too long ago, my wife went to visit with an assistant for a dentist, and he was studying to become a dentist himself. He talked to my wife, found out that I was an organic chemist, and said, "Organic chemists don't really do anything, do they?" I was completely ignorant of the fact that, in reality, every medicine that you take was invented. There are probably a few exceptions, but almost all medicines that we take, from prescription drugs to over-the-counter drugs, were invented and discovered by organic chemists and designed by organic chemists. So we are the medicine makers. Medical doctors are, of course, the people who administer the medicines and prescribe them. We are the ones who invent them. And so that is largely the focus of organic chemistry.
So without you, the physicians wouldn't have any pills to give out?
No, they'd have to diagnose using dartboards, and they'd have to, I don't know what they'd use to treat diseases, but it'd be something unusual.
We're grateful for the Michael Christiansens of the world. And so really, products that are out there, mention some of the products that are made that involve organic chemists.
Oh, yeah. Nearly every pharmaceutical medicine drug that you ever hear of is invented by organic chemistry. One that comes to mind is this compound called resveratrol. It's made by nature, found in trace amounts in grape skins, and people think that it's responsible for the French paradox, which is the observation that French people have lower prevalency for heart disease and high cholesterol. So present in trace amounts in grape skins, but you can't isolate enough of it from nature to genuinely treat people unless they drink excessive amounts of wine or grape juice over the course of their entire lives. My PhD advisor invented the most current way of synthesizing that compound that currently exists. It's being marketed and developed to be put in creams and in other health products. And you can now make large amounts of it very, very cheaply. It's the exact same compound. We just come up with a way of making it synthetically and cheaply in the lab rather than going out and ravaging nature to get only trace amounts of it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The time goes by so quickly. We've got students out there that are probably, we hope, aspiring scientists.
I hope so. Yeah.
What would you tell the audience, some of those kids, and maybe they're the kids as parents that are listening, about what should they do if they're aspiring to take some chemistry classes?
Well, if you're interested at all in science, if you're younger, take some classes in high school, junior high. Get involved, study hard, and see how well you like it. If you're interested in all, also, I'd love for you to come and visit me. You're welcome to email me if you're interested at mike.christiansen@usu.edu, or call me on the phone at 722-1761. I'd be happy to speak with anyone who even has any remote interest in chemistry about the applications of chemistry and its utility. I'd love to come and have you visit me. I'd love to teach you. I want to see our recruiting numbers go up. I'd like to see our student body increase.
You can feel your enthusiasm, and so students, don't be shy about coming to visit with him, even in our USU buildings. He'd love that. And you're going to see him at your schools, and he's going to go out and for sure be very present in the community. So thanks for being on the program.
My pleasure, Bob.
For more information about Michael Christiansen, you can visit our website. He's there at uintabasin.usu.edu. And that's it for today's topic. We'll talk to you next time. Thanks.